Beach now in toward Delray. It's this line right here. It contains gusty winds of 50 and 55 miles an hour. Storm tracker has times of arrival as it works up to Lantana, Boynton Beach, through Delray along Atlantic Avenue. It's racing northwest at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. It's a big line of storms that'll eventually make its way up into Boynton, Lantana, and then head off in toward the Treasure Coast. Here are some of the current wind gusts. And we just got a report of 56-mile-an-hour wind. That's at the Lake Worth Pier. Quite a bit less as you head back to the west. And the peak winds during the afternoon have approached 60 miles an hour in some areas of Palm Beach County. Here's the latest track. This just came in from the Hurricane Center on Eta. It is expected to develop into a Category 1 hurricane as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico and then track toward the northeast. And believe it or not, we get back in the error cone, at least the Treasure Coast, later this week as it pushes up just past Tampa and then eventually over Jacksonville. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's going to have an impact in our weather for most of the week anyway. Tropical storm warning continues for Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. And we have, of course, that flood watch that is in effect until Tuesday. And now a flash flood warning for southern Palm Beach County, where flooding has been extensive. We've seen 10 to 12 inches of rain just to the south in Broward County. They're underwater there. And we have the flood advisory. That includes Delray and the Highland Beach area. The biggest threat, and this was expected all along, would be the flooding issue. And flooding will be an issue overnight. We also have a weak tornado threat and, of course, lightning in some of these storms as they push through. The winds, we've seen most of the peak winds about 50 to 55 miles an hour. We're not expecting too much more in the way of strong winds. It'll be gusty overnight, though, and rainfall totals have dropped because we've seen some significant rain. We're looking at about another 2 to 5 inches of rain before it starts to taper off. Our chances of seeing tropical storm force winds about 100% in Palm Beach County, and the peak winds are coming in the next couple of hours, and then things start to improve as we get into later Monday as that entire wind field starts to push off toward the west. We'll keep you up to date right here, and of course we're going to have full coverage on Tropical Storm Eta and the forecast into next week coming up after the game. We'll see you then.